Hello guys, welcome back to ETABS video tutorials. In this video tutorial we will go through a continuous beam. So I'm just gonna work on a beam which looks similar to this, which will have a uniformly distributed load and a partially uniformly distributed load. There will be point loads and there will be this triangular load, again a point load, and we have a moment trapezoidal load. So let me just minimize this, maximize this, go to new model. Select new model and we have 6 paths. So I need 7. I'll say save user default settings, select OK. Number of grid lines in X direction, so I'll need 7. In Y direction 1 is sufficient, and even in Z 1 should be fine. Number of spacing of grids in X direction, let's say it's 10 feet, and whichever you have 1, just keep them as 1. Select OK. Now you can see your grid. Now there is 10 feet. So let me just go and define material property. Let's say I'll have 5000 psi material. psi concrete, 150 PCF will be my unit volume. That is fine, and everything remains. Select OK. Okay, now go to define section properties, define a frame section. Let me just add a new property, or I can say concrete beam. Let's just add a new property, say concrete square type, and let's say beam. Let us make it 18 inches by 18 inches, and we are not gonna look into the design or anything else for now. So let's select OK. Let me just see that I selected 5000 psi. Now see over here, I need 5000 psi. Select OK. So you just need to make sure that you have correct values entered for your frame sections. So next thing, I'll draw my frame elements. Make sure you select the mouse button after the grid point shows up as this red cross mark. Do you see there? Oh my god, this is playing with me. Okay, there you go. There you go. And there. Now select right mouse button. Now that is done. The next thing we need will be the loads. Before that, let's do the supports. So let me select this node point and say assign joint restraints. I'll say pin support, select OK, and let me go for all other nodes. Say assign joint restraints roller support. select okay. Now that's the roller support, and that's a print support. You can extrude the view if you want. Just go to display properties, nothing but display options, say extrude frames, select OK. See there? Oh. Yeah, I need to assign my frame property. I'll go to assign frame section property. I'll say my beam in here. I'll select OK. Now I can just look at it. Like whenever you are drawing a frame element like that, so whenever you select it, you should be able to see over the property of the frame element. Right now you have it. So you can just go in here and say beam and just draw your beams. Now that is done, supports are done. The last thing that is remained is loads. So let me apply a UDL on this. Frame loads distributed. We have keep feet over here, so 0.1 100 pounds per feet should be sufficient. I'll select OK. I'll make sure it's dead and it's in gravity direction. Select OK. Now I'll just go in 3D view and remove the extrude frames option. And I'll say display load assigns. So as you can see there. Okay. Now going to second one, I'm gonna apply a point load which is in let me say this as so this is the 0th distance of the selected frame. So this will be 0.25 times the span length of this frame, somewhere like quarter of the span, and this will be 3/4 of the span. This will be at this end. So now if I want a point load in the center exactly, instead of saying 0.25, I will have 0.5 and I'll say 2 kips, or let's say 500 pounds. So we have unit as kips, so I'll say 0.5. I'll select OK. Now you should be able to see your dead load, point load. Okay, now we are done with second frame. Let's go for third frame. So this will have partially uniformly distributed load. So let me go to assign frame loads, say distributed. So I'm gonna have partially distributed load from 0.25 to 0.75 of the span. So I'll say it's 200 pounds kip per feet. I'll say add to existing loads over here. I'll remove this. I'll say 0. So now my load will be only added on that middle portion of that selected selected beam. I'll select OK. Now let me just see my load, if it's applied or not. So as you can see, it is applied, but I wanted a uniformly distributed load, and let's go to assign, say frame loads, say distributed, and oh, those are trapezoidal loads. Got it. So let me say this 0.25 and this as 0.75 and select OK. So now as you can see, my just partially uniformly distributed load is applied. Now again I'll select that and I'll apply point loads on each end of the UDL, partial UDL. So let's go for point loads over here. So as you can see, point loads 0.25 I have 500 pounds, at 0.75 I'll apply 500 pounds. I'll select OK. Now I can see my point loads too. So in this one we are going with a triangular load. So let's see what do we have. Assign frame loads, go to distributed, and so we'll have exactly in the center the triangular. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say 0 0 0 0 0.5. I'm going all the way to 0. All the way to 800 pounds per feet, and at 1 exactly to 0. I'll say add to existing loads. I'll select, you can even say replace existing loads because no loads exist on that selected frame. Select OK. Now let's see if we can see our triangular load. There you go, looks good to me. Now we have 2 more, and on this one I'll apply a moment, and on the last one I'll apply a right angle type of load. Anyways, let me select this, go to assign, say frame loads, say point load. So over here instead of forces you're going to select moments and say 0 0 at 0.5. we are going to apply exactly 50. You want 50 kips, let's say 10 kip per feet, and at 1 it's going to be 0 again. So I'll select OK. Now you can see your moment. Assigned frame loads, points, moments, 10 kip feet, I applied at 0.5. Select. Okay, you need to select the direction of the moment is being applied in Z direction. Let's say, alright, close this. Let me go to display options and let's see if we have local access over here. Labels, mesh options. I don't see anything. Where can I find? Okay, local access in there. Alright, let's so this will be about Y axis. I'll select OK, select OK. Now you can see there's a moment being applied in there. Anyways, if you want it like to be in the negative direction, you can do that too. Just select that frame, go to assign, say frame loads point, make sure you select your moment and say -10 instead. That's it. It will be in negative direction. So right now I have applied at 0.75 times the span, at a distance of 0.75 times the span. The final one, I am going to have a load which starts from 0 and goes to 1 kip. Actually just say everything 0 over here, and at the end of the beam you'll have 1 kip per feet. So select OK now. Now just go over here and select OK. So it displays as your loads. So there you go. Now once you're done with applying the loads, you are almost at the end of the process. Just go to analyze, run analysis, select the file name, continuous beam, save it as continuous beam, save, and the analysis will run in the background. And as you can see, this is the deformed shape. Once the analysis has run, you can so this is non-deformed shape. You have display joint load assigns, which we don't want right now, frame load assigns. So if you select that, this window will come up and you can say draw contours on objects. You can ask for displacement UZ in Z direction. It will give you the displacement and select OK. So right now you have your deformed shape, and if you want to see your reactions, you just go in display support or spring reactions, dead load, say Fy, right? Sorry, FZ, select OK, and you should be able to see your reactions over there. 4.65 caps. Even if you go at the node point of your support, you should be able to see your let's say you have your reaction 4.244, and then you have the moments. So there you go. You can go to display member force diagrams, select OK. You should be able to see your bending moment drawing. Then you can just go for shear, select OK. There's your shear. Once that is done, this is not required right now because you don't have any shell in there. So that is all for now, guys. If you have any questions, please comment below, and thank you for watching the video. Probably in the next video tutorial we'll go on a single story frame. Thank you.